Amateur radio is a hobby of many hobbies. One of these is amateur FM. Although there are some FM radios produced for the amateur market, most amateur FM operation utilizes converted commercial two-way radio equipment channelized for operation on specific crystal-controlled amateur frequencies. Here is a typical FMer using his portable unit. This portable is lovingly called Dick's Brick. Portable and mobile operation lends itself well to FM, as much FM operation involves the use of repeaters and remotely controlled base stations with superior locations capable of communication over long distances with such low-power units. Most operation is either direct on a simplex basis or through one repeater for local or metropolitan coverage. Some groups have gone further, however, and installed equipment to tie repeaters together. These are called links. The links are turned on by remote control whenever longer distance communication is desired. Here we see a contact from a mobile 15 miles west of San Francisco to a mobile 15 miles west of Lone Pine, California. This communication path goes through 3 repeaters. First through WA6UGY at Mount Vaca in the Coast Range north of San Francisco. Then through WA6TTL at Silver Peak in the White Mountain Range east of Bishop, California. From Silver Peak, we go south to WA6UGQ at Rogers Peak in the Panamint Range. This mobile-to-mobile contact used only 3 repeaters. The Owens Valley link, however, continues south to WB6SLR at Blue Ridge in the San Gabriel Mountains northeast of Los Angeles. What's in these buildings? Things that we've built in our workshops, garages, and driveways. Usually each builder prefers a particular type of equipment, such as the Motorola shown here. We can always rely on our fellow FMers for words of encouragement during the shakedown of new boxes. Some groups who maintain distant mountaintops prefer to make aerial inspections prior to site visits, such as Steve, WB6NOJ, inspecting WB6SLR. Steve's lead has been followed by other clubs who also subscribe to this philosophy, including the Mount Vaca Radio Club, shown taking off on a recent inspection flight. After the aerial inspection, we usually make a trip to the site. The roads are usually hard surfaced, such as this one. Some of our access roads, however, have a rut or two. Now let's take a good look at these sites. This trip to Mount Vaca begins at the world-famous Rio Linda Switching Center. All trips to the hill are carefully planned and thought out in advance. We pride ourselves on our careful, sane approach to these trips. We never forget anything, and we always allow plenty of time for a methodical, safe trip to the mountain. Meanwhile, back at the Rio Linda switch, in addition to the equipment installation and maintenance, we also have building and grounds upkeep projects with the MVRC members turning out in force to tackle the poison oak. Our work party is an ambitious group. An observer could say that idle chit-chat has never emanated from this mountain. On this trip, brush was removed to reduce the fire hazard. Before leaving the Mount Vaca location at the 2,800-foot level, a final check of equipment operation and status is performed from a remote control location. Conditions are observed on a status board at the control point. Touch-tone commands are sent on the UHF control channels and verified on the touch-tone decoder. The next site is located on Silver Peak, 7 miles east of Bishop, California, at the 10,800-foot level. Silver Peak is located in the beautiful ancient bristlecone pine of the Inyo National Forest. On this mountain exist some of the oldest living things in the world. WA6TTL is owned and operated by the Downey Broadcasting Corporation. Terry Downey, W6PZN President. WA6TTL is the junction point to Bishop Control. Terry is checking the operation of his most valued possession, the most reliable portion of the Silver Peak remote base and UHF relay site. This reliable item is the heart of the control system, the multiple Motorola single-tone decoder. This site also furnishes 52525 service to the Owens Valley Link with a 1/4 kilowatt enemy radio of the pre-dog vintage. Terry shares this site with other users, including the state of California. Next, we go to Rogers Peak in the beautiful, desolate, hot, dry, bleak Death Valley National Monument. This authentic monument repeater is located 2 miles north of Telescope Peak at the 10,100-foot level in the awesome Panamint Mountain Range. From atop this peak, you can look down on one of the longest unobstructed views known to man. A distance of 2 miles down to the valley floor, which is 280 feet below sea level. Rogers Peak, like Silver Peak, is designed and built to standard specifications so that maintenance duties may be performed by any technician in the system. Here we see Lou Bernard, WA6ESA from the MVRC, repairing the remote base equipment. There was some problem communicating, however, and Lou didn't determine until after returning home to Sacramento that his pack set was muted most of the time in Southern California because he forgot to turn off the built-in 10-code filter. Here's Ross Stevens, W6FRE from the MVRC, approaching WB6SLR at 8,500-foot high Blue Ridge in the San Gabriel Mountains. Blue Ridge overlooks the Los Angeles area and is the funnel into which filters the radio talk from Los Angeles. Bill Everett, K7RIE, assisted by Les Cobb, W6TEE, prepare to perform a regularly scheduled preventative maintenance operation on this machine. The SLR group, like the MVRC, subscribes to a maintenance program such as this so as to ensure reliability of the highest order. Speaking of preventative maintenance, here is Jay O'Brien, W6GDO of the Mount Vaca Radio Club, performing a PM on some MVRC equipment at the Rio Linda Switch Maintenance Laboratory. First, the receiver is tuned to frequency and adjusted for typical superlative sensitivity. Our modified high-band receivers average 0.1 microvolt sensitivity for 20 dB quieting on wideband. The transmitters are specially modified for high power output. Special power measuring equipment is required to get on-scale power readings from our modified Motorola AC utility radios. Motorola's have always been good to us. but we're considering adopting a new slogan.